Hello, lovely. Welcome to ASCENT and a personal reading just for you. Let me bless and shuffle and find out what you need to know. We start off with 11. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. There is a challenge coming, but if you remain sensible, if you think things through carefully when the time comes, you will be able to ride this thing off into the sunset. This is good. Challenging? Sure. Good. Very good for you. Look at that. 9 of Cups. And there's the 911 call. The fact that we see 119 tells me it came from you. This is something you've been asking for. You're saying, hey, is anybody out there? Is anybody listening? Because I have some concerns. Wow. Positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You really are on the right path. I think a part of the struggle here is trusting yourself that you are fully capable of dealing with this challenge. What we got? Yeah, 4 of Cups. It's not going to feel like it. There's a lot of different reasons why. For some, it's just going to feel like there's something missing, like it was right in front of you. And when the challenging time comes, you may be confused because you think it's something else. You think it's something different. You think it's not close enough to this thing you've been looking forward to. So you think, oh, this can't be relevant. This isn't mine. But this is why you need to have your discernment on 10 right now. Open your eyes to the possibilities. There is something coming your way, my dear. There is something really major coming your way. And if you miss it, it will only be because you were looking for something else instead of examining what is in front of you. I don't know why, but I saw someone sitting down waiting for a proposal, right? Everything looked like it was gonna be a proposal. Their person was acting weird. They said, proposal, okay. And when they sit down, they're looking in their glass for the ring. You know, the food comes and they're trying to eat it. Where's the ring? Their person hands them a big old box. And they think, just a present? Just a present? Where's my ring? And it's like, baby, it's in the box. You thinking the box gonna be this big. You thinking it's gonna come in the chocolate sundae or stuck in a breadstick or whatever you're expecting. And then they give you a box and it's like in the box. You still can't see it because what you were expecting was so clear. And it's just not gonna come that way. Look at this 11. This is beautiful. 4 and 7. You see, once you see what's in the box, though, you'll know. You'll know. See, and this public recognition even is coming out. It's weird. Because I was picturing somebody getting proposed to in public, and I'm like, what's happening here? So you're thinking something's going to come, you're wanting something to come, but for some reason, in spite of all the things you know divine is sent, in spite of the fact that you know, God answers prayers or whatever you believe in, right? It's like, I know God is good all the time. God is good. Okay, great. But why is God not listening to me? So, okay. Let's see what's happening here. Let's look at spirit. Look, this is within you. The 6 of Swords and the Sun card. I am ready to move forward. I'm ready to leave the darkness behind. I want my new beginning. You're communicating this to divine. Queen of Wands. I think you're stepping your game up. You're doing your thing. You're choosing a side. Ooh, that was strong. Choose a side. 10 of Cups. Look at that. 10, 10. 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. You're choosing a side in the physical. I'm sorry, in the spiritual. But in the physical, you remain centered. I wonder if this says that in some way you unknowingly, unwittingly chose darkness, or like when someone doesn't understand that when you first find out about the twin flame journey, you're trying to get answers and you kind of get lumped in and fall into this whole separation thing. But it's more like separation is just the label that you needed to understand where you were in this new concept that you were trying to understand as twin flames, but you got caught up in the idea of separation, meaning separation, just like you get caught up in the idea of masculine and feminine and divinity and kind of twist it up into a very worldly physical thing. So this is very interesting. You're picking the right side. You're choosing light. I don't know why I just looked at that and I saw like, this looks like the Epcot thing, but I didn't see that first. I saw these. And for some reason I could see light coming out of the cups. And I kind of like looked at it like, is that on there? And it's like, no, it's not. We need to know in spirit. We're choosing a new... Ooh, look at that. And there we have 10 of cups total. So, okay, this is interesting. We saw the 10 of cups. There was even a focus on it that said, choose the right side. Now we see 4 of cups in the big picture. Divine trying to show you something. 6 of cups in spirit. You know this. You feel this. You're aware. And you can see, look at the 4 cups around the 6. I mean, in the 2, around the 2 here. So yeah, this is 6 of cups, but you can clearly see it's really representing 4 of cups and 2 of cups together. There is something about coming together here. I don't know why, but I see this as like a medallion, wearing the truth of love on you like a necklace, like almost even a protective amulet. Whoa. And look, she's sitting on the 10 of cups. Remember, it kind of looked like this. She's understanding that the love is powerful. Remember the things coming out of the cup? She's understanding. And remember, we have a lot of cups, actually. We have the 9 of cups. We have the 4 of cups. There's dreams. What's going on here? This is such an emotional time, Divine Feminine. And I think that your world is being rocked, opened up as you begin to light your own path, light the way out of darkness into purity. Through this light within you that maybe you didn't even realize was there. You were so unhappy and discontented with what was there that you didn't see what stood. Okay. So now what's happening in the physical? The Fool and the King of Wands. 1001. Look at this. Hold on a second now. Oh my gosh, and Judgment. This may be you and your divine masculine. See, typically when I think about the 3D, I don't really see the two doing together. But this feels... Oh my gosh, mirror. So strong, I can hear it. You see, this is telling us that both counterparts, oh my gosh, and you see the 10, both counterparts are doing their part towards this divine judgment. This to me is pointing out and saying you will reach the end of the path together. Oh, and go forward like the cups, like the image in the cups. What is going on? Hold on. Wow. And you're halfway there. So what you must figure out now, there's a fork in the road. There's a fork. Which way are you going to go? Oh my gosh. I mean, that was a lot of major arcana energy, except for what? The King of Wands with the wand in his hand, with the torch, really. He's lighting the way. Oh, this is deep. See? 10. Not kidding. 10. We're halfway to the mark, to judgment. Once we both meet at judgment, then we go forward through the world portal. word. I can't say it. What's that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're right there. Look at this. 19. Okay. So many signs, so many things. Everything is pointing us. Divine Feminine. When I see the Ten of Swords here, there is no doubt in my mind that this is representing you. I understand this is a DF reading. I typically take this to talk about us. You know what I mean? But honey, sometimes we can tell like, oh, the divine masculine is affecting. No, they're affecting you. No problem. But what divine is bringing attention to is how your unhappiness and your idea of what this love is backwards. Almost like you keep trying to look at it through the perspective of your person's lens rather than your own. And if you look, this is going to sound so strange, but it's like putting on someone else's glasses with a different prescription. You have nearsighted, they have farsighted, whatever that is, you know? And when you put it on, you just think, this is the worst prescription. What's wrong with you? But if you understand how glasses work, you know that that's not yours. You're not supposed to put it on. You just take it off and go, oh, these aren't mine. And so it's interesting because it's like there are some divine feminines out there who really just don't know how this whole thing works. And then there are some who do, but they keep trying to grab somebody else's lenses. You keep trying to look through somebody else's eyes. You have to ask yourself why too. Okay. I want to get you some clarity, my dear. I want to understand what divine wants you to know. Okay, that's quick. Okay. So we're gonna look at take a look at the physical, and then a message. Let's do one more. That's fast. A message from, let's go here, Spirit, about what all this means so you can understand. Look at that again. Ooh. Every time. Look at that. Oh, it's 3. Okay, I was like, it keeps coming out with 2. Thank you. All right, so let's get started here. As we come out of the darkness, this darkness that maybe we didn't know we were in, I guess. You know what? I think that there are some of you who probably started this video, and when I said that, something in you, even though it was like cognitive dissonance, like, oh, I don't like that. How dare you say that, or whatever, right? Ugh, that feels weird. That's not me. It resonates so hard that now you can't unhear it. And now you're thinking, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Yes. There's no other way to explain how awful things have been other than I'm in the dark place. It's like, oh no, I really don't want to ruin this for you. So if you hear me right now and you think that I'm going to spoiler alert something, you can go ahead and tap forward. If you've never seen The Good Place, you're watching it right now, or you would like to watch it one day and not have it spoiled, go ahead and skip forward. Okay. Ready? You did it? Hopefully you're not here. I'm going to say it right now. In that show, they realize it's not the good place, it's the bad place. And every time they realize it, the demons are like, ha, you stupid, dumb human spirit souls, you fools, you just figured it out. And they reset and they start over, and these people think they have gone to heaven only for them to slowly but surely realize they are being tortured. This is hell. Why am I saying this? Because you think you're in the good place. And that cognitive dissonance that you feel, that you are now trying to hold on to, it is going to make you lose your mind. But the moment you go, I knew it. I knew I was in the bad place. I knew, I knew. Suddenly, everything makes sense. So let's take a look at this. If you're still resonating with this, what do you need to understand about what I think you would probably want to know most, if I may, as a divine feminine? What did you put me here then? That's what I would ask divine. Why would you let me think I chose light? Why would you do that? I'm not even mad that I'm here now that I know I can leave. But what I'm worried about is, how do I move forward on my journey? If I thought I could trust you, divine, what do we need to know? Look at that light. You knew the whole time, you just didn't want to admit it. You see, in that show, and again, forgive me if you've fast forwarded and now you're like, don't talk about the show anymore. I'm not going to give the thing I said away before. But in the show, The Good Place, one of the main characters arrives and kind of like instantly knows that this can't be like her heaven, you know? Because it's like this. Imagine if your favorite thing is this, right? But when you get to heaven, they give you this and they say, we know it's your favorite. And they say, we know how much you hate this over here. We know this isn't yours. You're going to go, yeah. But in your head, you're going to think, oh no, something's wrong. And I think what's happened here is you knew from the beginning that something was wrong. It's probably the thing that led you to question, is this really my person? Am I really the divine feminine or the divine masculine? Am I really a twin flames? Are twin flames even real? What else do people question on this journey? That would be a great thing to see questions in the comments of things you've asked yourself that you feel guilty asking, or you feel bad, or you think maybe I'm not a good enough divine feminine or divine masculine if I would even think to ask that. And it's like, I'm so sorry people have made you think that that's not okay. To think things, to question things, to wonder, to rightly divide the word of truth. And so it says, look, you've had the questions, you've had the wondering. You might be going, wait, Grace, are you telling me that the twin flames is the dark place? No, what I'm telling you is, in the darkness where you are unaware of some truth, the light that is guiding you, the light that you are, has been with you this whole time. You may not have known you were in the darkness just from like, kind of the overhead view of like, oh, I'm in the darkness. But as you walked around, you would shine a light and be like, oh my gosh. You would shine a light and be like, oh my gosh. And everywhere you went inside a place that was supposed to be the light, you were like, what the fuck is going on here? So this says you knew. You felt it, you questioned it, you've asked, you've gotten readings about it. And what is it that you need to understand that divine wants you to know? Like when you say, well, why? Why did you put me here? Well, look at the card. No, sorry, not the girl. Look at the card. It's Queen of Swords, my dear. This was about helping you with your discernment, and not the High Priestess, where you would be still up in the clouds and the woody booty woo woo woo. No, in the physical, in the real world, where you could not deny it. When you have faith, when you have hope, it's in something that you cannot see. I don't have hope that this is a rock. I know that I could feel it. But I do have hope in my future. I cannot see that thing. So when I think about the divine feminine stepping into a space, why would divine help you increase your faith in something that you can already see? No, divine came to show you what you couldn't, but in the real world, to show you that there is a dark force, an evil entity or whatever. Some, Christians might say it's the devil or whatever. Some people call it what they want to call it. But there's something out there, lies, that wants to come in and make you think that the spiritual world can just like cloud the physical and like dissolve it and then permeate it and then become no, that isn't how these things work. There's different dimensions and all that for a reason. There are boundaries and lines, and what you needed to understand is what you had been told about how to bring spirit in and how to cross over. All that stuff was so twisted. It was so twisted. You don't believe me then. Don't believe me, but that's the thing is, that's why I didn't just become a speaker. That's why I started with tarot. Because I came to talk to the people who have impossible stories. And the only person who can deal with where you're at is a person who understands that you have an impossible story. And also who can say, well, then let me show you something impossible. Let me show you cards repeating. Any card could show up. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these on the table right now that we're going to see. And yet the signs and syncs that will come through. Impossible. Do you understand? Divine understands you. Divine knows what you need, and Divine sent you into the dark place to practice being a light, but to also deal with your delusions, your denial, where you will fully lie to yourself out of fear, out of comfort, complacency, whatever it is. It was to get you out. It was to help you awaken to your true light. It was to send you into the reality and out of the illusion of a perfect light place on earth. I can walk in the cool of the day anytime. Where my Christians at? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I could walk in the cool of the day anytime, but that does not mean that it is not 98 degrees out here in Florida. Do you understand what I'm saying? Divine is trying to show you something, the one thing you've been confused about. I'm so grateful right now because I don't even do DF readings. A couple of you were like, can you please do a DF reading for me? And I was like, nobody's going to watch this. And then I'm doing it and I'm thinking, exactly, no one's going to watch this, but the people who do, you're going to get it. Pay attention. What is it that Divine is trying to get you to think about with these new thoughts, this new understanding? This is unreal. I don't know what to do. Okay, Grace, you just gonna breathe and you're gonna keep going because this isn't real. And many of you, ooh, y'all gonna get mad at me. You might want to skip this part too if you're just feeling extra sensitive right now. Many of you get mad when I talk about like being a light worker because it's like, Grace, I didn't come here for you to tell me about, my job, my career, whatever, my purpose. I want you to tell me when my person's coming home. Shut the fuck up and read the cards and tell me when they're coming or shut up. That's all I want. Not understanding that as a twin flame, you are a light worker. Therefore, it's built into everything you do. There's nothing you can do to escape from it. See, the people in the spiritual community, the woo-woo community that is tainted, not the healthy, not the high vibrational, true, pure. I'm talking about the social media of it all, where anyone can claim it to be a guide or a guru, hop on, start spouting stuff off, say it really confidently, say it with the right smooth tone and get y'all caught up. Divine is trying to show you. Remember, this was upside down, my dear. None of these are. That card flipped when it came out. We called it out. I didn't see it. You saw it flip straight down. Why? What did I tell you about the signs and syncs? Divine is coming for you, and not to hurt you, but to grab you and put you where you're supposed to be. And you have been living in a false reality like the Matrix. The spiritual woo-woo community that is not healthy has the same platform and ability as the spiritual woo-woo community that is. There is no blockage, there is no barrier other than your discernment. Somebody, it might not even, here's the worst part. You might think I'm talking about twin flames right now. That's what the darkness is trying to get you to do. You need to have the discernment to know this could be anything. This could be the church you go to. I'm not even trying to get you to stop going to church or anything. I would really like, if you Christian, for you to be in a good church. That's a part of what helps us with our fellowship. We are the bride. That's where we're supposed to be. And yet some of y'all been going to churches that have been lying to you. Some of you, it's nothing to do about twin flames. It's that community that you're a part of on Facebook, or you see what I'm saying? It could just be a room. It's called an echo chamber nowadays, right? It's a room full of people saying a bunch of things to where they all go, oh, yes, that's true. Oh, ha, 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 ha. And then they all die. Wait, what, Grace? They just, no, what I mean is they sit in this space for a lifetime and then they die. That is the best way to come and reincarnate as a piece of poop. I don't know about reincarnation, but you see my point? If you don't come here to do what you're supposed to do and you live in a space that isn't even real, and you were lured there and trapped there and told that it was the light when it was really just fog, oh my honey, 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 then your thoughts will never be pure. Your thoughts will always come from your echo chamber, from that group of women or men or whoever you hang out with. It will always be lies. Lies. Do you understand? And this is where you keep ending up hurt and wondering, where am I? How did I get here? I'm in the light, right? No, you're not in the light, my dear. You are 1, 1, 0, 1 and 1. You are missing the real power. You're missing the real power. You're missing the real point. When you go into these light spaces, if you find yourself getting further and further from your physical dreams because all your dreams have turned into spiritual accolades and look at me and what I have attained and how many labels can I say? And when you're in that space, you need to immediately realize something is wrong. If you have gone like corporate spiritual, and what I mean is, when you graduate from college, nowadays you think you're going to do something with your life, but it's like, no, you're just in this other crew of people who have a bunch of debt in their name probably, and then a piece of paper as their degree, and they can kind of go into these spaces, and then they go in and they forgive me, I have 3 degrees. I'm not talking bad about academia. I'm just saying that we know the systems now. We know that it's really about who you know, and you may not really need that education to do certain things, but they lie to us and they tell us, and so we end up going into these spaces, and we go to school and we really don't learn much. Some of us do, right? But some of us don't really learn much. We don't really know what's going on. Then we go into the corporations and we move up, and we've got our junior level manager and all these different things. And we really don't have anything going on. And we go out to the networking events and we really don't have anything going on, but we make it look like we're doing something. We can fill up a resume with all the things. It's the same thing if you're doing it in the spirit. If your spiritual resume is a bunch of buzzwords and fluff, oh, I'm a star seed, watermelon seed. If you're doing all that, and again, this is nothing against star seeds. Do you understand? This is nothing against any one group in particular. This is simply telling you, you have been duped. You have been duped. That's why you've been in the darkness. They put you in a room that is like the Truman Show, boxed you in, and then put on a bunch of floodlights and made you think you were in heaven. You're still alive. You still are flesh. You're still meant to be here for some reason. What is it that divine is trying to help you understand and work through on this emotional level so that you can stop? I'm going to put this back how I saw it. So that you can stop believing that you're discerning when what you should be doing is unlearning. Let's see. I can't make this up. This is unreal right now, yo. The crazy part is to avoid any confusion of people saying that the cards split because of da 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 da. Oh, they just came out in the same order. Honey, I split this and shuffled this, and they came out individually, I'm pretty sure, and this is what comes out. Look at the light. Look at the light. Look at the false light. Only for this reading. This white light is like, oh, wow. My neighbor, the guy who stalks us and stuff, he's still at it. We just kind of work around it. We always have. He has some power in the neighborhood and is able to do things with some of the funds from the neighborhood, and has decided to install in the middle of the boonies where we live bright ass lights. Now, we already had some lights around the neighborhood. They were this color. This kind of yellow, natural, low, calming light at night. And then he went and installed fluorescent white. We have beautiful birds like those cranes, and we have, when I tell you the wildlife, because we live in the boonies, it now looks like an apartment complex out in, the regular part of the city. That it's not, my point isn't to say anything like, who cares about it? My point is to say, this is artificial light and it looks like it. The golden light that we used to have here was just enough to light the way and where you needed to be. The white light makes it damn near look like daytime at night. Do you see my point? Divine is trying to show you that where you are is false light in real darkness. It is time for you to leave that place, and look at where you have to leave. Look behind her. Look at what she's standing on even. Ooh, now this kind of reminds me of that Queen of Cups card we saw. Remember, she was sitting on there sipping her drink, but she had that cup. And what do we say? There's light coming out of the cup. You emotionally can feel that there is a need for you to shine brighter right now, but you cannot figure out why because it's so blinding. And you just feel crazy only for you to realize, my dear, that is a false light, and when you step out of the clouds and off the cliff and come back down to earth, your path gets revealed very clearly. And the way is lit just enough. Again, it's not as blinding white, and it may not feel as comfortable, especially when it's not as bright out, and you feel like you can only see, a little bit of a ways ahead, but that's the point. See, I think what's happened is many of you have been watching this stuff, doing the astrology, just pretty much all the new age divination type stuff. And you have so much information, 90% of it is irrelevant. I mean, I know that might feel a little bit painful for those of you who have you've taken your hoarding that you do in real life and switched it over to hoarding information. It's still hoarding, my dear. Tell me what quality information you can really provide. And I tell you, you have a good 10%. You've got a good chunk, and it's a lot. That 10% isn't like 10 things. It might be a million things. But you've got 9 million other things in your head that the darkness is trying to use to fuck with you. It is time to pare down. It is time to get rid of anything that is stopping you from standing in your light. Look at the light here. But also ask yourself, well, wait a minute. Isn't it weird that Grace does a reading talking about darkness and us being in a false light, and now all this light is coming out? Okay, am I gonna lean into this one because it fits and I know it's right, and as much as I don't want to admit that maybe there's a part of my life this is true, or am I gonna lean away from it and say, see, Divine's trying to prove you wrong because I'm gonna twist this backwards and say, well, you said darkness, but look at the light. See? Discernment would tell you, why would Divine give you some random opposition kind of message like that? Again, there's nothing I can do to get you out of this place. There's nothing anyone can do to get you out of here. Some of you are missing your divine masculines because they keep looking for you on the path. You blaming them because somebody lied to you and told you your divine masculine's in here. Why would your divine masculine be in here? Your divine masculine is a 3D being with a spirit. You are a spiritual being with a 3D. Do you understand? You don't have to exist here to be 5D. You just are. You're the divine feminine. Oh, honey. So what's the greatest challenge to seeing the truth here? What is the greatest challenge to getting through? Because we see we're almost there. Remember the temptation that we saw? That devil energy? That was a divine feminine with a snake. That was not a DM, that was a DF. There were not two people on the devil card, the temptation card, this deck. There was one, and it was you. What do we need to know? I love this because I have showed you this before. Now, obviously, we can see the light. Yeah? But what we also see is the light is similar to these colors. You see, this is the false, and remember, this is the only one that came out reversed. This is the false. This is insanity. Y'all, my readings have never been more accurate. I feel like every year they get more and more accurate, but every year from like 8/8 until probably 2/2 the next year. What is that? August to February. My readings like scare me. They're freaky. So anywho, when I look at this, I just think, okay, I've talked to you guys about this before and how when you spin these, she's actually sitting behind the Emperor card in this deck. He's like sitting on a throne and he has this bright light like this behind him. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to show you, if I'm going to be honest. Just because I feel like sometimes people are just so visual, you know what I mean? Okay, hold on. Here we go. And look, it's right next to the Wheel of Fortune, another golden light card. Look at the Emperor. You see how it kind of has this like, it's almost like that's the sun. But when I saw this one day, let me put this. When I saw this one day, it was just like this. And I was like, bro, she's behind him. It's that saying, like, behind every good man is a great woman or whatever. It's like she's behind him, kind of keeping the fire going. And it's interesting to me that this shows up because I specifically remember seeing these together and like this very specific message. And then it's like, I'm sitting here telling y'all, your emperor is in this light, not here. Somebody lied to you and told you they were there, but why would they be there? They're exactly where they're supposed to be in the physical. You see, that's 3, not 4. It's not meant to be a lucky symbol. It's meant to represent exactly what it's meant to represent. It's like we try to twist everything into what we want it to be or what we maybe even need it to be. But in reality, as we look at this, it says, honey, why deny you are in darkness? I understand that you see light. Baby, that's you. You're radiating everywhere you go. Of course this and then you see the false light, and for some reason you cannot tell that that light is not the same light as you. And so the 8 of Wands says the challenge is understanding that everything will change when you're in the right light, but you have to leave. Look at the difference here. Look at this seriously too. She's completely naked here with wings. Now she's got a little bit of clothes on. In fact, this could be her because we cannot see her bottom. So, right, her wings are not there. We don't see them, but we still see the full, and we see some wings up here, black wings no less. And then we see what? Full black outfit. Now, if I put her and her next to each other, a lot of you would be like, oh yeah, that's the karmic, because you have this kind of like Disneyland approach. It's very childish the way readers read these cards and the way we use imagery, kind of like, I don't know, like, it's gonna get you. I can't, it's very weird to me. I don't really identify as a reader. I just call myself that because I know that's what you guys call me, but I'm not a tarot reader. I don't get it. I don't understand the tarot novella stuff. And I'm just telling you right now, when you look at this woman in black, I do not see someone dark or evil. I see someone who's ready to go, who's bout it. No offense. But if I was that emperor we just saw, I would not want this wife. No offense. Now, in the spirit, I could imagine her like this, but this is the 3D deck, my dear. This is the physical world we're talking about right now. I would not want her. I would not want someone whose head is in the clouds all the time, living in some fantasy, wrapped up in, oh, you know what? And I hope this person doesn't, because I know that this person is sensitive to the things I say when I'm not talking about them. Like, you will email me sometimes and be like, I hope it wasn't me. And it's like, no, it wasn't you. But now I am going to talk about you, and I hope you don't get offended. Not in a bad way, but you know what I mean? I don't want you to be sensitive. But I have a client who, it's pretty obvious that her person is not into this kind of stuff and would never be into this kind of stuff. And I think one of the things I recently had to say to her is, look, I know this is your thing, but just when you're around them, try not to talk about it like that. Now, here's the scary part. That's like me, like someone coming to me and being like, Grace, can you not talk about your Christian stuff and Jesus and stuff? But it's like, guys, I had to do that with Mr. Lightwork. I'm a uber Christian. You can't tell. I'm not even really that. I use, again, that term because that's what you guys would call it. But my relationship with God is... we got to, actually, I can't show you the rest because that's our secret. So when I tell you that having to, find time to pray and, the moment Mr. Lightwork would fall asleep, I'm in the living room. I'm not going to tell you what I do, but I have my things I do with God. And it's like, having to curb my conversations, stop myself from saying certain things. I am not telling you to not be yourself or be light. I'm telling you not to be so in it that when you talk to someone who's not, they cannot understand you and they think we must not even be meant to connect. Because the truth is, the DF that I'm talking about, she's dope. And I'm pretty sure that her and her DM have a lot in common and absolutely could connect. But I think that if there, and I don't know much about it, right? But if there was enough mention or even just casual throwing it out there, think about it. If I had met Mr. Lightwork and he wasn't just kind of like, meh, whatever about God, and he was like an atheist, do you know how many men out there nowadays, and maybe women too, are totally anti-astrology, and not because of like, I don't know, because of Christian beliefs or not. No, they're anti-astrology because they think it's complete BS and they think that people who speak like that are full of crap. Listen to the manosphere. They say that if a woman even mentions, oh, what's your sign? That she is not a good partner. In fact, she's for the streets. That is, again, not to say that it's true, but that is what's being said. That is what the new thought process is about the woo-woo community, is that those kinds of women are less than. Now that makes a lot of you want to get up and beat your chest and act a fool, but let me ask you this, what if your divine masculine got brought into that? Would you really fight them? Or would you learn how to be light without having to do it in a way that makes you talk like this and everything's dramatized and the woo and the woo is the woo? I'm not making fun. I have my own beliefs that if some of y'all heard it, you'd be like, and you've got the nerve to make fun of me? I'm not making fun of you. What I am saying is where we're at in this day and age is asking for tact, is asking for purity, rather than what a lot of you don't realize. The way y'all talk to me about the way you talk to your divine masculine, I won't say a lot, but I'm gonna say about half of my clients I've worked with, the way y'all talk to them, you talk down to them, you talk to them like they're stupid because they don't believe in this. A lot of them are more well off than their DFs, or you know what I'm saying? But because we get into this, not the true light, but this light, this false, fake, uber white, pure light kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, all of a sudden, I'm sorry, can I? I want to touch it so bad. We get into this space and we just start to look down on anybody who, it's like, oh, you shop at Amazon. I would never support a corporate giant. I'm a starseed. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So again, if that's how you come across to people in the community, kind of like, oh gosh, not one of you, how do you really think you're going to be able to have a conversation with your person? And guess what? The biggest lie, and I will say I know this comes from YouTube because I did watch YouTube Tarot for a few months 4 years ago. I did. They will lie to you and tell you your divine masculine is going to suddenly become spiritual like you. That is a lie. That is such a lie. They will have their own relationship with I was going to say their own relationship with dynamic, their own relationship with divine. They will have their own dynamic with divine. They will have their own approach. Everything they decide to do will be just right for who they are. They are not going to become tarot watching, astrology reading. You know what I mean? If they do, okay, that's one of the few. But that's not a normal expectation to put on divine masculine energy in this in this world. So as we discuss all that, before I have to look at this, what is the message from within? Divine is trying to give you a message to your spirit and wants you to click, understand. What is it? As you look at all this. Princess of Pentacles. Now pause. Normally we would see this as who? The Page of Pentacles. Hold on. Princess of Pentacles, my dear, what do you have to say? It's funny because I opened to the Four of Cups and we talked about the Four of Cups today. Princess, come to me. Okay. Wow. Y'all, look at the words. Look at the words. Again, if you've been here the whole time, if you've been listening to this reading, I said these words. My dear, my dear, my dear. All right, let's read the negative of this, okay? I cannot. Bruh, just read, Grace, because people get so mad. Can I have my time? Okay. I'm gonna give you yours. I'm gonna give you your time. Daydreaming, delays, complacency. Now remember, 8 of Wands, delays are over. You see what I'm saying? But y'all. To those of you who listen, I love you. To those of you who don't let the people who tell me to ignore you get you fooled. I'm not going to ignore you. I'm going to keep talking to you because I love you and I want you to know the truth and I want you to live in truth. Okay? So I'm not ignoring you. If you over here being stubborn, go ahead and keep listening because you're still here for a reason, clearly. Living in La La Land with grand and obscure ideas can only get you so far. We are talking about this card in a different deck. She has now set foot on the earth. Look at this. I'm going to read it again. Living in La La Land with grand and obscure. That's the major part obscure. Obscure. Tell me what it really means. Tell me what you're going to do with it. If it only goes on your resume, it is obscure. If it only matters to the 5 other people who also have that certification or license, it is obscure. No one gives a damn if you have the 17th level galactic whatever thing, if you can't do anything with it in the physical world. Pick that stuff up for your next life or for your heavenly realm or sure, whatever, but don't make that your identity. That's not your identity here. That's your identity there. Oh my goodness. Living in La La Land with grand and obscure ideas can only get you so far. Apply your skills and take action towards your big vision for yourself. The task may seem daunting, but once you build a habit of working on it day by day, it will get easier. Think about the current long-term vision and how your current actions are distracting you from getting to where you want to go. Putting together a plan with tangible action steps can lead you closer to clarity and movement. On the other hand, you may be experiencing overwhelm by overworking. Recharge the juices by taking a break. Reserving your energy for the long haul is working smarter, not harder. Your passion deserves to be seen and heard. Do the world a favor and show them what you're made of. Notice how we go from talking about these obscure ideas to showing the world what you're made of in a reading where, once again, I have to say, I know you don't want to hear about being a light worker. I'm not even going to talk about it. And yet, show the world what you're made of sounds like light work, my dear. I'm still going to leave this stack. I want to touch it, but I'm not going to touch it yet. I feel like it's there for a reason. You're going to get one more message from Divine. We'll read the positive from this, okay? But there is this idea of looking over the big picture. And Divine has tried to bring you in this reading above where you're at, okay? So you've been in this box of fake light, thinking, being duped, thinking that you were fine, being duped, thinking that you were on the right path, being duped over and over and over by these same lies. What is it Divine is wanting to tell you? And I think for those of you who made it this far, what you really need to know. Don't worry, okay? Divine can put you in the box, take you out the box. Divine can pick you up and put you over there, and then pick you up again and put you over here, and then pick you up again and put you over here. Divine can do whatever Divine wants to do. And by putting you in this place, it was not punishment. It was not to make you feel foolish. No, it was to help you understand what you needed to understand for this next leg of your journey. Yeah. And it's time to revise your... It's time to revise your plans. I'm pretty sure it just said that here too. We're talking different decks, different cards, different everything. Revise your plans. There's more going on than you can see. Okay? What you think, what you've been expecting, all that. And guess what? That's 16. That's the Tower. And I think what this also says is you keep adding the same energy to anything and it's going to be, you add anything to 9 and it stays the same is what I'm trying to say here. And when you keep adding, look at the freaking merry-go-round. You're in a circus. You're going in circles. Nothing's going to change. It is not until, look, can I do it over here? You see up there? The two walking away? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You and your person. They're not the only one. Whoa. Whoa. Now I just see that would have been 7, 8, 9, and this is 8 of Swords. You and your person have an illusion of being trapped. Your person is what? Your person is in light but thinks they're in darkness? What? You guys, the yin and yang is reversed. What does that mean? Your person is in light, but they think they're in darkness. You're in darkness, but you think you're in light. Are you both looking for each other? Is that the problem? No, they went looking for you because they saw your true light, not the false light. You went and followed the false light. Oh. That's why there's only one person in this. This is them. Oh. Again, I'm getting this message that says you guys are going to have to make choices together but separately, like parallel decisions that end up leading you together. And I've been saying that for years now. Okay. All right, I'm just going to go. So what's the card? I don't like it. Woo. What's wrong, Grace? I was just sitting here talking about, first of all, pause. Remember the two cups on the earth from that 6 of cups that we saw with the 4 cups around it? And I was like, this is like the earth, and it's like wearing it like protection. And I'm thinking about all this different stuff. We're talking about the 2 people in the background of this image, right? The 7 of swords, and we see the 8 of swords, and there's 1 person running. And then I'm sitting here talking about 1 person being in light, 1 person being in dark, and how the yin and yang, the symbol of balance in twin flame, is flipped, and then this shows up. This says poor timing, and this says wait for perfect timing. But wait a minute, we have to reflect on what that means for the light and the darkness and stuff, right? Why? Maybe you weren't waiting. Okay. Pause, Grace. DF and DM both have experienced this simple idea of poor timing, and they have both experienced the need to wait for perfect timing, but they have done it in opposite ways. I believe Divine Feminine was incapable of waiting for perfect timing. In fact, hearing that is one of the most triggering things. If you're willing to admit it, raise your hand. Just put a little hand there in the comments, okay? Yep, me. I hate to hear that. Don't say divine timing. Don't say perfect timing. Don't say wait for timing. Don't say anything about timing unless you're telling me what time my DM is coming to my house, okay? Raise your hand. Because that right there, I wish that you guys would give me more time to share things and not try to rush me through stuff, because I would love to explain to you why this is such a huge deal for me and Mr. Lightwork. But what I will say instead is, if you know our story, you should be able to pretty quickly figure out what I'm trying to explain. If you don't, watch our old readings. That way I don't upset anyone who's trying to get their message, okay? So I think what Divine is trying to tell you right now is that right now, and moving even into next year, because we're so close, I told you we're already in the energy for 2023. This is a time where you were where you needed to be, and now Divine is going to put you where you need to be again. And it is about you understanding that this time, before spending all that time here in the upside down and being wrong was no big deal. Now it's gonna hurt. Oh my gosh. I said something the other day trying to explain to those of you who have just been like kind of wallowing, because that's not everybody, but there's like up to 25% of our viewers, probably 10%, 25%, who, if I talk about light work, they just click off. They'll watch a love letter, they'll watch anything channeled from DM, whatever, but it's like, I don't want to hear that. And a lot of you don't understand that. Just like when you have a Christian person, even if you don't believe in it, it's like, if they're a good Christian person, like with a good, pure heart, they believe that their God is the one true God, and they think they're right. And so what they're going to do is try to come and get you to think the same thing, because in their heart of hearts, they want to share that joy. That's what I try to kind of explain to people who are like, why is every new Christian convert so damn annoying? It's like, because they really believe it. You know what I mean? It's the same reason why you want to share tarot readings with your person, even though they'd be like, what the fuck are you sending me this for? I don't care what our birth chart says. It's weird. So it's like, I'm looking at this and I'm trying to explain to you that from the bottom of my heart, times are about to get really, really tough. Not talking tarot times. I'm talking in real life, you guys. I've been trying to warn you for years. I've been trying to get you on point and help you for years. If you're new here, my bad. I don't know. We're here now, okay? My point in saying that is, somebody got very upset and told me it wasn't my finest hour when I tried to warn you guys about what's to come. And I said very specifically, if you've been doing the work, not just here, but in the world, like in the real world, in your life, then it's not going to be that hard because you're going to kind of be existing outside of a lot of that pain. And then otherwise, you're going to be so spiritually sound that, some stuff with the economy, or it's not going to bother you. Some of you are going to have a really hard time. And I hate that I had to block a person because this is like the 8th time in 2-3 years that this person just cannot help but nitpick the one thing that bothers her about what's going to happen to her. She did not want to admit that that was what her life was going to look like. That's why she got upset. I'm telling you, you still have time. You have time to work on finding your peace. You have time to work on seeing the truth. You have time to free yourself from the false light and enter the true light. God is giving you the time. When a prophet speaks a warning and you say it's not their finest hour, honey, you definitely weren't in my last conference call with God. You definitely have not been in any conference call with divine, because every single one of you should be able to point in the comments to one reason why it's probably not going to be easy out there for at least the next couple of years. I'm telling you right now, you are being given an opportunity to make the rest of this year and next year powerful. But you are also being tasked with fixing how you ended up in the wrong place. You're being asked to put your feet on solid ground. That's it. And if it offends you that someone who pours out her heart for the free ski, how much money do you guys think we make off these free videos we put out? Maybe $10, $20? Do you guys not know how monetization works? We don't make a bunch of money from this stuff. Do you really think that I'm just talking to talk? This isn't even my life's purpose. I'm trying to help the people that I'm supposed to help. I'm trying to help make things easier for you by you seeing what's coming and being prepared. That's it. And I feel very strongly here that there are quite a few of you who needed to hear, look around the world. Keep being distracted by your divine masculine and all this twin flame tarot stuff, and you are going to miss out on being prepared for some really important stuff. That's it. Divine is trying to speak to you right now and tell you that you've had your head, your face, your eyes, your nose in the clouds. The Lover's card, beautiful example. She stands with her feet firmly on the ground next to the right bush, so much so that even the devil tries to come out and mess with her. Or you could think about it from these cards we saw earlier and say, nah, she just brings her snake with her. She leaves temptation behind. And instead of going out and trying to find the apples and steal the apples, she goes and she grows her own apple orchard. However you want to see it, what I'm telling you is your divine masculine has been trying to follow you. That's why they ended up in the light, because that's what you told them you were. That's what you showed them you were. That's where they went. That's where they are right now. Some of you are just mad that they didn't come find you in the darkness, that they had already left by the time you got there. Some of you are mad that you didn't listen to the perfect divine timing thing, and now you're trying to be mad at them. For those of you who are like, Grace, I'm with it. I knew something was wrong. I knew I've been in the dark. I could not understand why I felt like this when I was supposed to have all this new wisdom and da-da-da-da-da. And I thought maybe it was just that, getting wisdom can be a little heavy and overwhelming. Not the way that y'all been feeling. No. Do you understand that? You should not feel. That's why I left tarot. Now, I'm not telling you you have to. I'm telling you that for me, it was the absolute worst thing I could have ever have found. I'm not talking about all tarot. I'm talking about YouTube tarot. See, some of you say, well, Grace, how do you have a YouTube tarot channel? How are you a tarot reader and you're also a Christian? See, because you weren't in my meeting with God. You weren't there when God said, go speak to those people and call them out of darkness. Baby, who's going to do it? If not me, then who? Tell me what Christian going to come pull tarot cards for you? Oh, but Grace, they wouldn't, because they would get caught up in it. And yet 4 years later, I still hate tarot cards. So look at that. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm trying to get you to where you're supposed to be. If you want to go, I'm going to pull this last card. It's right here. And then I'm going to look at these. Now, if you just got here for some reason, you skipped to the end, whatever. At the beginning of this reading, I told you, you and your divine masculine were both halfway, right? Meet me halfway. 10, 10, 2 completions. Come for it. Oh, it's actually 11 with a new beginning. Anyways, you meet in the middle at judgment, right? 10 plus 10, 20. And then you go through the portal together. Well, look what's here. Do you understand? You see, the 10 of Cups looked very similar to this for a reason. What did I say? I said it looked like Epcot, which is what? This man-made building. It's in Orlando. Some people would say it looked like a golf ball. Okay. But the point is, it was this thing that was created to appear a certain way. And yet you started to realize like, oh, this isn't a real sky. Those are little tiny light bulbs placed against a dark sky. What is an Epcot? Is that where It's a Small World is? Oh, I don't think that's right. But if it is, oh, that's terrifying. Oh, man. Anyways, now what you're being shown is how to create real light. Like, this is energy, guys. Energy. Okay? This is what we see here, here, here. Now, you might say, but Grace, it's white. But that's how the darkness got you. It starts off in its purest form, but think about it. By the time it comes through all the dimensions and with the sunlight and everything, it's going to be golden, just like our tone here in this world. This is the pure light. You can see you're looking through the looking glass to get to it. And I'm telling you right now, your divine counterpart wants to walk through this portal as much as you do. Your divine counterpart wants to see what's on the other side as much as you do. Your divine counterpart wants to make 2023 the best year ever, just like you do. Just like you felt 2, 3, 4 years ago, but then you were like too tired to do it after 2020 and 2021. And so 2022 has kind of just been like a rebuilding, just getting it back together. Also recalibrating because the world changed a lot in 2 years. Okay. Now it's time to go back. I know it's been scary. I know you don't want to be out there, but baby, if not you, then who? Do you understand me? I'm going to pull these up. And these 3, because these have been standing out. I'm going to put them here and here. And I just want to look at the energy first. Look at you. Look at this this 8 of Wands. Look at this. I don't know why, but I feel like all this is connecting. Okay. 7 of Wands with what? Because technically this was the last card, but now we've got a different one with the 2 of Cups. Oh, this is what I called out in the very beginning. Okay, so what is this trying to say? I think it says it's time to multiply. It's time to multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. Why? Well, let's find out. Let's start with this small one. Why? Because the divine masculine is showing love. They're coming in. They've been doing the work. Oh, I knew this was about them. I knew this is the divine masculine's way of showing love. This is them doing everything they can, going back to school, learning all they can because they're trying to get it right. But baby, look at what comes up. This is so exciting. And here's what's crazy is I showed y'all the 8 of Wands and I showed you the Emperor in that deck and it looked so similar. And now I know this is not the 8 of Wands, it's a 7, but look at the similarities and look, she's behind him. I'm telling you, this is insanity. This is insanity. It is time to be fruitful and multiply. It is time to come together. Why, divine feminine? Why? Oh, wow. Because a new rebalancing has begun. It is time to move. This was from the very beginning. I said, I saw this. This was the card that made me think, oh, you're in darkness. You think you're in light, but you're in darkness. You getting tossed about wave after wave of confusion. Look at you again. You're sitting on top of the rock. Look at this. You are on the other side of these in a different, oh man. Okay, you're in the darkness. But you and your divine masculine both have this new rebalanced, hold on. I'm just blown away. This is a different text. You and your divine masculine both have the opportunity to rebalance and to come in and bring something new into this new season that we're going into in the next year. Wow. As I was saying it, I see 23, but now I see 23. And it's going to help you do what? Pick a side. But you've already picked a side, but it's going to show the people, going to show the world which way to go to stay with the right side. See, sometimes we pick a side. Wow, 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 wow. That's a message. And we say, oh, I'm a Republican, or I'm a Democrat, or I'm whatever. And then, things change. And you need to ask yourself, wait, what am I again? And why is it that even though I claim to be a spiritual being, I still find myself trying to now bring spiritual beliefs into a system that doesn't give a fuck about that unless it's for like somebody to win something or for their own gain, you know what I'm saying? But otherwise they don't give a damn about me or what I'm doing, and they don't care about the world. Oh my gosh. Here it is telling you it's time to change your plans. It's time to realize that you've been blocked out of the light for far too long. Wow. Is this the last card? You've got to be effing kidding me, guys. It's time to realize, Divine Feminine. This is unreal. I don't know if I've ever seen this card. I say that like I didn't go through them when I first get them, but after you get a deck and you use it for a while, you don't like go through the cards unless you feel called to. At least I don't, and I don't remember this. I don't remember seeing this in a very, very long time, if ever, coming out in a reading. To have both of these show up, beginning and end, when from the very beginning the 10-10 thing was a part of the message from DM and all that. And remember, 1 + 9 is 10. I think this is also telling you, if you want to be in 10 energy, if you're so worried about getting to the end, be very, very careful that you're not on the wrong journey, because the end of the court card general stuff is going to be 10 and going into the courts, but the end of the fool's journey is 21. That's a whole extra 10, 11 steps, people. So make sure you're on the right journey, right path. And, oh man, let's read the world and be done, okay? Because this was supposed to be a 30-minute reading, and I wasn't expecting it to be so wow. Okay, hold on. This is the final stretch, people. I'm gonna read this. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm supposed to read this first. So close. The finish line is just within your reach. Reversed, this card indicates that there's a delay. Now remember, we just was talking about delays and stuff. Look at her holding the... You thought it was going to be white light, but you did not realize that divine can come in many forms. Wow. There's a delay in reaching your goals, and you need to take highly concentrated action. Yet again, action coming up all the way through here to make it happen. It's easy to lose hope, and you may be feeling discouraged since your goals are taking longer to reach than you expected. That's what you expected. You thought you'd be done with this by now. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. You thought you'd be done with this by now. Not done with them, but done with all this. Done with the waiting. You thought you'd be done by now. That's why you're acting like this. It's easy to take shortcuts. See, now it's not just being mad at yourself or being mad at your divine masculine. You're mad at divine too. Not everybody, but many of you. And I say that, and a bunch of people come in and act all offended. If it doesn't resonate, you don't need to defend yourself. You sound like you're in denial when you do that. That's all I'm saying. For those of you who are like, nah, it's me. I'm mad at divine. I'll admit I've left a few nasty comments about spirit. I'll admit I've said some things to spirit in my prayers that I probably shouldn't have said. And because it's all over my comments. It's all over my channel. And it's kind of weird when people deny it. It's like some people do. Okay. All right. Okay. Just letting you know. You thought you'd be done with this. And because you're not, you're getting more and more angry, more and more disappointed as the time goes on. It's easy to take shortcuts. However, that could lead to unforeseen repercussions, like saying, I'll go get my divine masculine out of darkness and getting caught there yourself. Jeez Louise. Nonetheless, you are in the final stretch. Don't give up now. Okay? You need to tie up loose ends. There may be a lack of closure holding on to past relationships and memories. Now let's read the positive. Completion, achievement, and unity. Finito. A long-term goal has been reached, and you can now sit back and relax. All of the pieces have come together, and you have finally found your place in the world. Celebrate. This is a huge win. Take pleasure and look back at all the progress you have made from when you first started. Feel proud? Well, you should. It's amazing how much we can achieve when we put our minds to it. There is an acceptance of yourself and others that creates wholeness and unity. You're realizing that you are part of something much larger than yourself and able to see the big picture much more clearly. With endings come new beginnings. The world could also literally mean that you will be traveling and will experience a new world wherever you decide to adventure. The world is your oyster. Yeah, guys. You were stuck. But only long enough to get uncomfortable. You were not there longer than you needed to be. And when you leave, it's going to feel weird. But it will make the most sense that anything has made in this whole freaking journey. I think that's everything, guys. I cannot believe I went so long. This was not supposed to be this long. I've been trying to give the McDonald's people what they need with the short readings. But you know what? I feel like Divine Feminines needed this, and I'm really grateful to those of you who allow me into your life, who get to know me before you assume I'm judging you, and recognize it's very hard to do something like this and to talk to 40,000 people from all walks of life, all different journeys, man, woman, hopefully not child. You shouldn't be here, child. No. But you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just doing the best that I can with the opportunity I have to speak to you through these cards and through this, okay? If you want something personalized, get a personal reading. If you want to talk to me so that you can actually help me understand your situation, so that I can then help you understand your situation, let's get a personal call. Get a tarot call. I'll pull cards for you. Just please don't believe the lie where people come back after a while and they say, yeah, I watched you before, or I heard about you in other people's chats and they said you guys were mean. And it's like, anybody who knows me knows I am so sweet, so funny, so silly. I just want to have fun. This is a very serious matter. I take it very seriously. I do my best to help. And if you think I'm being mean, maybe it's just my personality and you should go away because I'm not going to change that for you. But maybe it's just that you don't like what you're hearing because it rubs your soul the wrong way because you're being lied to. If you really think I'm mean, don't listen to Mr. Lightwork, that's for sure. But ask yourself what mean even means to you. Because why would someone mean record an hour? Is it going to be an hour and a half? I don't know. To be mean to you. That's not real, man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let y'all call us that stuff no more. I used to kind of like wear it as a badge of honor as a person who really, was just here for a brief time to provide light in a space that I believe needed my light. Like, I kind of like was like, cool, if you guys think I'm not a tarot reader, well, that's great. I know I'm not a normal tarot reader. I know I shouldn't be calling myself that because that's not what I am. But now that I see the exit sign, and I know that by next year we'll be doing something different with this channel, I can't let you lie to yourself like that and say that I'm mean or Mr. Lightwork is, going out of his way to like hurt you or something. We're not those kind of people. We legitimately love you guys. We do not love the Twin Flame Tarot stuff. We love what Twin Flames has done for us in our relationship. We love what the positive aspects of Twin Flames can teach a society that calls love thirsty, We are here to help. This reading is not meant to be easy, and it's not fun for me to tell you about yourself either. So don't take it that way. When I laugh, I'm not laughing at you. I laugh at everything, and if it's mean laughter, it's probably actually nervous laughter is what you're really getting. You think I'm laughing at you, but I'm kind of uncomfortable because who wants to tell someone who might be 30, 40 years older than me that, you've been doing it wrong all this time? I don't, okay? So I really pray to God that whoever is supposed to sees this, because I knew when a lot of people have been asking for a DF reading that when I do them, people always get upset, mainly because it's like, why are you talking to me about me? I'm good. I've got it handled. Where's my DM reading? But for those of you who are like, Grace, I needed this. I needed this truth. Thank you for speaking through it, even though you know what you're going to get on the back end. I just want to say to you, I love you and I'm here for you, but I'm not giving up on them either. Okay. I'm here because I gotta do what I have to do. God told me to do this, so I'm gonna do this to the best of my ability for everyone I can. That is what you should be doing with your light work. Whatever God told you to go do, it cannot be just for the star seeds, baby. I'm sorry. If that's what you're doing, you better make sure those star seeds all become presidents. Do you understand me? But if they just become a bunch of little mini yous spouting off the same things as yous inside of an echo chamber, I pity you, only because by the time you finally get to doing your light work and you see how you left the people who really needed you out to dry for all those years, you're going to be so mad at yourself. And you'll forgive yourself, but you will never forget the look in that person's eyes when they say, I wish I had found you 10 years ago. And you realize that 10 years ago is when you had that dream. 10 years ago is when you thought of that idea. And you didn't start it until this year because, I don't want you to have to experience that too many times, okay? Please listen to me. Please hear the love and the truth in my voice and know that I'm doing everything I can to make sure that this last year we can give you is everything you need it to be, okay? If you want to subscribe for more stuff, it's usually not going to be like this. We're usually going to be talking from the divine masculine perspective because that's what you guys want to hear. But I have a lot of old readings that are timeless, that are, light worker focused, that are divine feminine focused, that are for encouragement in the collective when we know that you're going through certain stuff. There's all kinds of stuff that you can check out. There's 500 something other readings that are members only that most people can't even see. If you're a member, you should be taking a look at that members only playlist. Get what you can from this channel, please. Please. It's why I started it. I started it because those readers I found, God bless their souls. I knew they were full of shit, man. And I'm not going to do this with you guys, okay? I'm not going to play anymore and pretend that I'm just some meanie pants who's here to fuck up your twin flame journey. That is a bunch of bullshit, and you know it, and I know it. Let's be real. This is the light. This is the way. It's the reason why Divine continues to show up in these readings with these wild, crazy signs and syncs. Because I'm not the only one that loves you. I'm not going to show my sign. Oh, I forgot about my other sign. Here, you guys. Look at this beautiful rainbow. Okay, as always, you can just subscribe to the YouTube stuff. Yeah. Or you can go to the community tab. It's like my Instagram almost. I got an email address. You can send me a message. Don't forget to leave your comment signature. It's like 3 emojis like that. These are mine. That's my comment signature. Don't steal it. If you need it, my business course is out. If you're like, Grace, I don't really need a business course. I need to do the living the dream because I want to work from home. And then I ask you, well, what's your business? And you go, huh? And I say, no, like, what's your business idea? Like, you want to work from home. Like, what is the job or the business you want to do? And you go, huh? Then you probably need the business model class, because this is going to actually help you develop a business so that you can work from home. Okay. So if you ordered the Living the Dream, that course is coming, but you should probably get the business model course soon. The self-publishing course and the YouTube masterclass course, those are not coming until December. Okay. So if you want any business courses from me, the business model course is now on sale. If you want to do the business courses, but you want to do them without me, like without me guiding you, because there's videos you could watch along with your worksheet, or you can get the independent study workbook, okay? And that is going to be a workbook that is a standalone thing. So when you go to the course on my website and you click the drop-down menu, remember, almost all my products have a drop-down menu. If you're not clicking that, you're missing out on so many other products and discounted stuff too, guys. So click the drop-down menus, okay? If you go to the business course, it's called Your Business, and you click it, maybe it's called My Business, and you click it, and you go all the way down to the bottom for a portion, or what is it, a fraction of the price of the full course, where you get the videos, I walk you through things and all that. If you just want to be able to do it on your own, all of my courses will now have, or already have now, a independent study workbook. Okay, so it'll say that in workbook for independent study. Okay, so if you're interested in watching the course and going and having a coach kind of walk you through and guide you through, just get the standard course. If you want something where you can kind of do it on your own, maybe you think you already have a lot of the business understanding, and so you don't really need as much of the walkthrough, you just need to kind of get yourself organized, the independent workbook will be great for you. Okay, so that's everything, guys. I mean, it's not everything. You can see I didn't go over a bunch of stuff on here. We've got love letters, the reunion journey toolkit, which so many of you need in your life. You are tripping if you don't have it. The reunion journey toolkit readings and the toolkit, there's something called the BOGO package. They're on sale, man. You should be getting it. You can get it, buy one, get one free right now. But anyways, I also do phone calls, phone readings. If you want to see your spread, you can do the upgrade for the spread. I do contract analyses, which again, better get this in because after a year from now, you won't be able to get this from anybody else. We're the only ones who offer it. I have DM Insights readings, personal readings for DFs, live sessions. We do love letters. And I'm not gonna. I don't do that so much. But okay. So okay. If you're new, I love you. I hope you know that. Thank you so much to all the members of the tribe. Thank you so much to everybody for just being present and understanding where we're coming from, and that so much of what we try to share with you guys is truly from a divine space of saving your life when you didn't know you needed saving. And that's why it can feel so offensive sometimes, but it's not. And for those of you who say, no, Grace, thank you. You've been there. You have said something, dropped a gem. Mr. Lightwork has said something. You guys have saved my life in the moment before. No, Grace, I know exactly what you're saying, and I appreciate you. Those of you who've been leaving comments and sending emails, thanking us, letting us know, no, we need you here. We love you. We're so grateful. And we're going to keep on calling out and calling for those people that need to come home, because I don't know about you, but if my brother or my sister ran off, I would go get them. I would reach out. I have a little sister who I'm estranged from my family, and she has no idea that it's really hard not to reach back out when she sends me things and tries to get in contact and tries to keep up with me, because that is what you're supposed to do. She's one of the only people in my family who has done that. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to act like the rest of my family, and you shouldn't either. Stop telling me not to try to talk to the people who need it most, okay? Stop that. It's toxic behavior. I love you. I love them. I love us. And I pray that whatever you needed from this message to help you see the light, to help you meet your divine masculine right where they're at, I hope it got through. All right. As you can see, I can't stop myself. I'm going to go now.